Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I gotta wipe out what is it called? The sleepies out of the eyes. But I'm motivated. I am. I'm being productive here. I'm also very motivated. My question is, where do you get your motivation from? Where do you become productive? Where do you become really just want to achieve something more? It's Sunday, right? Today's a day of rest. You should be sleeping in, not joining me at 8 a.m. And if you're live, let me know. Hit me up with a little live. If you're catching the replay, I'd love to know. Whoever is listening and watching, I appreciate you. Let me just first off and say thank you. Let's start Sunday with gratitude. Today, I'm really grateful that God gave me another breath to breathe. He opened my eyes, even if there's a lot of stuff. You ever get that stuff in your eyes? I know, like the junk in your eyes. I wear contacts, and I actually sleep with my contacts. So sometimes I got to make sure that I keep them hydrated. So I have to put the saline solution in there. But we're not talking about that today. The Daily Dose, if you haven't listened at all, I do the show every morning, 8 o'clock. And when you sleep in on Sundays, I sleep in a little bit on the weekends, and while I was prepared, it came quick. It came quick, and I'm even a few minutes late. So I do apologize for not getting on here right at 8 o'clock. I do my best. I try to be productive, right? I try to be, motivated. And I want to ask, where do you think 99% of all human productivity, motivation, and achievement, where are they stored? That's the question. The key question on the Sunday morning when it's, time to refresh and relax and a time to, to worship. If you're a believer, you may be tuning into church this morning, and we will be doing that at about 9:30 this morning. And I'm really excited. I really look forward to my Sundays and worship. I know we do it in home right now. We're doing it online. But for those of you that are going to church or watching online, that may be a source of kind of refreshing, a day of rest for you, but also to worship and be thankful for the week that just came through, even if it was a struggle. But yeah, the question for you is, where do you think 99% of human productivity, motivation, and achievement are stored? And it's quite simple. For 99% of the people, it's tomorrow, right? Monday is tomorrow. Well, it really can be any day, but since it is Sunday and we always like to not think about the work, not think about the things that we have going on, all the obligations, all of the chores, all of the work that we have, we don't really want to think about productivity or being motivated. Yeah, you're motivated and you want to have that achievement and you want to be productive. And today's Sunday and today's the day maybe to rest, and that's good if you worked real hard. But for a lot of people, almost 99%, I would probably say that all of that stuff is stored in tomorrow. So why is it stored in tomorrow? Because a lot of times people fail to just take action. And that's the difference. People ask me, Mark, how do you stay motivated? How do you do the show? And how are you up so early? How do you get up at 4:30 in the morning? First off, that's just me. I'm not saying you have to get up super early in the morning. I didn't get up at 4:30 today. In fact, I got a long night's rest. I feel well rested, and sometimes it throws me off by getting more than I usually do during the week. So I have to adjust for that. But how are you productive? You're able to do your work and you do this and you always stay motivated. Well, definitely exercise. A couple things, right? Being the health and fitness coach, exercise definitely plays a part of it. I feel strong. I have good posture. My body feels good. That gives me some confidence to want to be more productive and to also to be motivated, to motivate you maybe. And I feel a sense of achievement. And it is something that a lot of times we look for those things, not right now, we look for those things tomorrow. So here on Sunday, maybe instead of looking forward to all the things that you need to be motivated, maybe it's meal prepping today, right? I have a lot of students that are going to do some meal prep today and make their plan for their week of food. And, they have to be a little bit productive right now. And maybe before going into next week, maybe before you start thinking about the week ahead, you look at how far you've already come, how productive you've already been, maybe how much you've been motivated through the week to achieve what you've achieved. And that's pretty awesome. So I think there's really two options. You can be in the 99% of what a lot of people do is find their motivation and productivity and achievement in tomorrow, what tomorrow is going to bring. But how about the 1%? be in the 1%. That's right now. And that's exciting. And things I look at that I want to achieve, I always keep my eyes focused on that. But Sundays are a great day to just reflect on the things that you've already achieved, how far you've already come. And this could be related. Let's just say you're on a weight loss plan. Say you've been struggling with losing weight for years. Maybe you've had an extra 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight on the scale, and you're starting to see a little progress. And maybe even in, say, 2 months, you've only lost, let's just say only lost, right? And I'm saying that purposely. Say you've only had 5 pounds that you lost in the last 2 months. Let's just put that. Well, why don't you look back maybe in the last couple of years, and as that weight has maybe stayed on your body, 5 pounds is progress. Like, progress is progress. That's the deal. I think sometimes we look too far ahead of what we need to achieve and how much we have to be productive and how much motivation it's going to require to lose, let's just say 30 or 40 pounds. But you've gotten the 5 off. You've gotten that first 5 off. And I think that's sometimes this mindset. And we get so stuck in looking at the things we have to do or we need to do or we just want to do, we want to achieve, how much productivity we want to have, and how much motivation it's going to take. But today could be the day, maybe just in a time to reflect and maybe even journal to write down how far you've come. Now, if you've been stuck, if you haven't felt that you have achieved anything, maybe you feel like you're even going backwards, today can be the day maybe that you even acknowledge that you haven't given up. You know, I've met a lot of people who really get stuck, and they get stuck in feeling they're a failure. They feel like they failed themselves. They feel maybe not worthy enough, not good enough, because they haven't had success. Oh, my friend had success on the, say, keto diet, or my friend had success doing Weight Watchers, or my neighbor had success doing this boot camp, or my friend had success doing this Whole30. And you've tried all of those, and you failed at all those. And I want to just share this with you to give you some encouragement going into the week, but for today, not for tomorrow, but for today. I want to give you some encouragement, and that's what the Daily Dose is for, to provide some encouragement, to inspire you, because the biggest thing that you can sense in achievement, now maybe you haven't gotten to where you wanted, maybe you even haven't broken past the goal line yet, right? Maybe you have been failing on weight loss and diets and trying to get healthier and in better shape. But here's the thing. I want you to acknowledge that you have not given up. The only time you give up is when you stop trying. And the fact that you're still trying, even if you've failed. The thing that I've learned being a so to speak entrepreneur, I say that because I've really worked for myself for the past 17 years. I've only worked for myself. I've had multiple businesses, and I've had a gym, and I've owned them, and I've run them myself. So I haven't really worked for, say, a boss. But I would say is the times where and I've failed. I've gone up and down the ladder, and I failed here and failed. Even on my own personal fitness journey, I've gone up and down and failed many times. And that's why I feel like it can relate to a lot of people in their 40s. That's just the season of life I'm in, because it's a struggle. And I would say is a difference between failing and stopping versus failing, learning a lesson, and moving forward. And that's, I think, one of the best things we can take with our own failures is a lesson. Is the lesson in seeing what maybe was done. What's done is done, like today's Sunday, right? What's done is done over the weekend, except for maybe today. You still have Sunday, but over the last week, it's already behind you. And whether you had some great success or maybe you actually didn't really have much to be, to kind of look back and say, gosh, I wasn't very productive. I didn't achieve. But the good Lord gave you breath in your lungs, and he gave you a heart that's still beating if you woke up today. And that's a good sign, because it means you don't have to quit. You can keep going, and you can learn from those lessons. And that's something I think that we put a lot of pressure on each other, on ourselves, meaning we put a lot of this self pressure to try to achieve so much, to try to be so productive. And the reality is, if you've made it any length of time in this world today, and you're still alive and you're still breathing, and maybe even just watching this right now, chances are you've achieved a lot more than you think. But the hard thing is we're looking at what's forward. We're looking at what we still haven't achieved yet. And I just want to share with you and be encouraging and inspiring to you is that If you're failing, that's a good sign, because and I say that truthfully, because you're failing and learning. You're learning lessons. It's called wisdom, right? I think one of the things, even if we maybe haven't learned a lesson and we went overboard over the weekend and we failed on our diet and we drank too much and we ate too much, that didn't serve you well. And it did, maybe temporarily, but maybe for your body and your health and trying to live in a 40 or 50-year-old body, the healthiest you can, and realizing, you know what, I did fail again, but I'm not going to give up trying. I'm going to try to learn my lesson this time and move forward. And that's a good sign. Even if you don't learn your lesson next week or next weekend, even if you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve and productive, you still have time. As long as there's breath in your lungs and a heart beating, you still have a chance. And I don't want anybody that's listening to this right now to stop fighting the fight. It is a battle. It requires being intentional. It requires taking action. It requires sometimes failing. And I can just tell you from personal experience, in even my own health and fitness journey, even in the last year, coronavirus and lockdown, it was a struggle. Having kids back at home, and my wife's schedule and her job kind of cut hours, and it was definitely stressful. And I had a lot of clients who either worked in the gyms or had offices, and their whole schedules changed. It was quite stressful. And there was a lot of times where you just want to give up, just want to stop trying. And then you realize there's just that little something in your mind that says, well, what happens when I give up and I stop trying? Then you still, if you're waking up the next day and you still have a breath, you still have to do something, right? Whether it's for you or against you, you still have that choice. And I want to just encourage you that if you're failing, it means you're still trying. It doesn't mean I want you to keep failing, but it does mean that you're still trying. And maybe there's just that little switch, that little light switch. Maybe you'll have that breakthrough. Maybe tomorrow will be. Maybe even today could be that breakthrough. And saying, you know what? My weekends are when I get off track. I do really well in the week and my weekends get off track. Or, you know what? Last weekend I didn't plan for my meals. I didn't even make a menu. I didn't go grocery shopping. I wasn't prepared. And you know what? I'm just tired of not being prepared. So I want to be prepared. So today could be the day. Maybe it's Sunday, maybe it's Monday, maybe it's Thursday. I'm just saying that this could be the day that there's a lesson to be learned. And instead of focusing so far ahead and being so productive and achieving 30, 40 pounds of weight loss goals, be encouraged by where you've come already and actually embrace the failure. One of the things I've learned to do is embrace. In fact, one of the things that helps me, this is one of the things that helps me get through failures, because I have them pretty much on a daily basis. Sometimes they're little tiny failures. Sometimes they're massive failures. Is actually waking up and saying, you know what, today something's going to go wrong and I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to bring it on. And sometimes that actually can dissolve how your emotions can get away from maybe being disappointed in yourself or maybe being disappointed in others. And that's something really that can be empowering going into the week. So I want to empower you to embrace the failures going into your week. Realize that 99% of all human productivity, motivation, and achievement are stored up tomorrow. They're stored up in tomorrow. But today, what you could do is reflect on how far you've come, that you're still trying, you're still fighting, you're not giving up. And if you've given up and you're listening to this, I want you to turn that switch and to not give up on yourself. There's people like me, coaches like myself, and maybe you have friends and family members who are not going to, close friends who are supportive and are not going to give up on you. So today is just a pure day of encouragement and for you to just reflect. Today is Sunday. Today in about an hour, we're going to worship and I'm going to give thanks to God, to the God who has created me and you, and be thankful that in all of the troubles, because there are going to be troubles of many kinds, is that I can lean on him. I can lean on for the lesson. If I can't figure out the lesson there's people out there that can't help me, mentors and coaches. And if you don't have a mentor or coach, I highly suggest that I'm a proponent of coaches and mentors, and something that I can say, I don't know how I'd survive and without them, having a good supportive network. You are the product of the 5 people you surround yourself most with. And I would highly, highly suggest, not to just rely on your spouse or maybe just your kids for that, is to have a good supportive network around you. And I'll tell you what, it's game changing, completely game changing, because then I'm motivated by them. I'm inspired. I'm encouraged. They help me take action on the things that I need in my life. And I hope, again, for you, that's maybe what you need, a mentor or coach in your life to help pull you out of being stuck in a rut. And that's all I have for today. It's Sunday. Enjoy your time with the Lord. If you're worshiping, hey, if you're like, you know what, I haven't watched church, I haven't gone to church, I kind of been hurt by the church, reach out to me. You can send me a message. We can have a little conversation about it. I can even share where I go, and we can watch church together. And that's all I have. I hope you have an amazing, blessed day. I hope you do achieve everything that you want to achieve. I hope you are productive today. I hope that motivated. I hope you get up in the morning and you are motivated every single day. I know it takes more than motivation. You know it takes more than motivation. It takes action. And if you if you need any help with taking action, reach out to me and we'll do it together. Take care and God bless. We'll talk soon.